When it comes to having a YouTube channel, the first big milestone is getting monetized on YouTube. I've talked about in so many videos how important YouTube is for musicians, and everybody needs a YouTube channel. And once you create one, start posting music, start posting videos and everything, the first big step is to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in the last 12 months. Once you do, your channel can be put in the YouTube Partner Program. You get monetized, which means you make money from people watching your videos. But in the beginning, that can be a bit of a difficult task, right? There's a lot to YouTube. And with me being both a musician and a YouTuber equally, I've been a full-time YouTuber for the past 10 years now, there's a lot of things that I've learned. So in this video, I'm talking about the 5 best steps to get your YouTube music channel monetized fast. Number 1. Ask. Now I know this is a weird place to start, but I do want to mention that in the beginning, when you're growing on YouTube, there's 2 big pro tips I have, and that's ask and continue asking. And I know there's nothing more kind of annoying and cliche to be like and subscribe and everything, but I feel like for a lot of creators, like I said, when you're starting out, you're making music, not only are you saying to people like, hey, here's a link to my SoundCloud song, here's a link to my song on Spotify, whatever. In addition, also send your YouTube link. Like when I first got started on YouTube and I was posting a lot of videos on my music channel, trying to get them out there, when I would release a new song, rather than send somebody my SoundCloud link or Spotify link, I'd send them my YouTube link. This helps because they get to see my YouTube channel. And I could even say in a couple ways in the beginning, being like, hey, just letting you know, I just started this YouTube channel. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, I know it sounds cliche, almost meme worthy, but if you hit subscribe, it really helps me out because in order to get monetized, I need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours. And this is a good way, I think, for, like, say, if you already have a TikTok following, if you have another YouTube channel, I'm assuming you don't, right? Because having multiple YouTube channels can be a lot. But in the beginning, I think, just asking your other social media subscribers, if you have anybody on Instagram, even posting on Facebook, maybe even sending out to friends, being like, hey, sorry to bother you, but I just started this YouTube channel, is a good way to get that ball rolling. And then in addition, continue asking. So they've done a lot of studies about YouTube. There's way more studies than you can imagine about YouTube, making money on YouTube and everything. And one thing they did find is that in a video, if someone says, hey, like and subscribe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, it's helping me out and everything, people are way more likely to subscribe to your YouTube channel. So if you're doing different types of videos, not just posting your music, which I will talk about in this video, not a bad idea. And I know, it's kind of cringe. It's almost like, even for me, I have a difficult time asking, even after being a YouTuber for 10 years, I still have a difficult time asking like, hey, hit that subscribe button or, hit the button below or whatever. But I'm telling you, in the beginning, ask maybe right when you create that channel and right when you're kind of starting out, but continue asking until you get monetized. One pro tip I will give on top of this, though, is I suggest having maybe a few videos up already. So let's say you have your initial first release. Then let's say you have a couple other videos you filmed and you made. So let's say you have like 3 to 5 videos. I think that's a good time to then start telling your friends about your YouTube channel. Because as you can imagine, the longer somebody watches your videos, the better off you're going to be, right? So if someone, let's say, goes on your channel and there's only one video, there's a 3-minute long song, not the best, right? If you think about it, a lot of people don't just sit there and watch a static image of a song, right? But if you already have 5 videos, maybe you have a vlog in there, you have other types of videos, people are more likely to binge watch your channel, which is huge for growing it. Number 2, music-related videos. So a big thing I say to a lot of creators when you're getting started on YouTube is this. Music videos, and it's kind of tough, this is one of those semantic things. By music video, I'm going to say a video that contains your music. It could be the static image of your album artwork or your single or whatever. It could be a visualizer, whatever the case is. Those videos, I'm going to be blunt, do horrible on YouTube. Now, I want to say, there's a difference between a video like that containing music, like a visualizer or static image, and an actual music video as we think of it like an MTV music video, right? Where there's actually stuff going on. There's a visual component, not just an auditory component, right? 2 different types of music videos. So it can be a bit confusing, but I want to say this. Videos, like I said, of just a static image or the visualizer do not do well. Very difficult to get subscribers from, very difficult to get those watch hours in and everything, unless you already have a big following, whatever. And I hate to say it, I think this is why a lot of musicians on this channel have commented saying, hey, Mark, I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel, but it's tough. And I will say, a YouTube channel just about music in my opinion, is one of the hardest niches to grow on YouTube, period. I've done it, and I've done a lot of other types of content on YouTube. I've created and monetized 6 different channels. The music-related one, by far the hardest. So one big pro tip I have, in addition to asking, like I talked about, is to make other videos about music. Now, there's different ways you can do this. You can do tutorials. You can do videos about things like releasing music, maybe DistroKid, like I do DistroKid tutorials, right? You could do maybe some Ableton tutorials. You could do some song explanation videos. I know a lot of artists will give like a behind-the-scenes look, being like, hey, I just released my new track. Let me give you like a 5 to 10 minute video, just me kind of talking off the cusp of what the song meant to me, right? I know a lot of other musicians would do things like reviews, like they review, this is the Shure MV7 microphone. They might review another thing they have, right? So a lot of musicians will do is post stuff that's related to their music, because this is something I have talked about in a few different videos of branding, where should you have one YouTube channel or 2? Now, for 95% of people, I'm going to say just one. Put everything on the same channel. If you do other types of content besides your music. But if you're going to go hard on YouTube, this is where the branding aspect kind of comes in. For example, let's say you're big into gardening. I've used this example before. And you want to create a bunch of gardening tutorials, tips about soil, how to grow different plants, this kind of stuff. And you have all this, but then you have a music-related song. It doesn't, I hate to say, it doesn't make sense, right? Like, I feel like they're 2 different things. Have one just be just for gardening, one channel just being just for music. Because a big thing on YouTube is having a niche. This is kind of like YouTube 101, but having a channel all about the same thing that people can almost binge watch your videos and know what to expect is huge. Then again, though, I'm going to be honest. Let's say you're a meditation artist. You make new age music. You make soundscapes. And your thing is you like gardening, because there's a meditative aspect. I've heard about gardening. I'm not a gardener, so I want to say. And let's say you play your music and do gardening. And that's kind of your thing, right? Because if you think about it, YouTube is a visual platform. If someone just wants to listen to your music, they can go to Spotify. But let's say someone wants to watch you garden. It's very meditative, very relaxing. Maybe it's almost no commentary. Like it's you just planting plants. Is that the best way to word it? Or working on your garden. And let's say it's a 10-minute long video of just like a meditative scene of you working on your plants and everything. That actually, I think, should be on one channel. I think your brand is being this meditative person with new age music. It's meant to be relaxing, meant to be calming. And this YouTube channel is a reflection of that, combining music and gardening. This is where it can get kind of a bit difficult, and it can be a very fine but definite line between trying to put too many things on just one channel, but also, making sure that sometimes, if like you're going to go hard on YouTube, having 2 channels and having them be separate is best. This is why I suggest, as point number 2, to do music-related stuff, because it relates directly to your music. Behind-the-scenes looks. I know a lot of musicians do touring vlogs, for example, is a big one. Other musicians, like I said, do tutorials, reviews of products, basically stuff related to the music world and the music business. Number 3, long-format content. If you look at these 2 metrics, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in the last 12 months. Of course, that 4,000 hours is a lot, especially with a music channel. I mean, you're looking at the average song being 3-4-ish minutes. So you need a lot of views, a lot of watch time in order to hit that metric. And it's kind of like another YouTube 101 thing, but it really goes a long way. Having videos that are typically longer. Mr. Beast has even talked about this, that one huge pro tip I'll give is if let's say you're going to do a series, like let's say you're going to do 5 different Ableton pro tips. You have pro tip number 1, you have a video about. Pro tip number 2, and let's say each video is 2 minutes long, right? So you have 5 different individual videos, 2 minutes each. You're way better off doing one long video and calling, like, say, 5 different tricks in Ableton you probably didn't know, and having me 10 minutes. So technically getting only one video that's 10 minutes long, as opposed to 5 individual 2-minute long videos. But that one video, that one high-quality video that's 10 minutes long, is going to perform way better on YouTube. YouTube's going to index it higher. You're going to get more watch hours from it than you would those 5 individual videos. And of course, the more people that see that video and like it, the more people that are going to subscribe. And this is something I will say that actually does really well with music channels specifically, is doing long mixes. So let's say you're a lo-fi artist, you make lo-fi beats and everything, maybe have an hour-long video of different lo-fi songs, including yours. Let's say you're an electronic artist like myself, you're a DJ, have live DJ mixes, even do different things when it comes to, I'm gonna do a tech house mix, and then a deep house mix, and then a whatever, right? This is one thing I will say when it comes to music channels that can do very well, because I find when people listen to music on YouTube, of course, like say, if you're going to listen to an entire mix, you might just throw it on, leave it in the background. And yeah, maybe someone might not watch it directly, like maybe watching this video now, but that can really help you get a lot of those watch hours. I mean, if you make an hour-long mix, right? Like, so you make an hour-long mix of, I don't know, Big Grim House, for example, we really only need, if you think about it, 4,000 people to watch that entire video. That's 4,000 hours. One person watches each for an hour. Maybe they watch it or listen to it multiple times, right? So making longer format content can do really well. And this is one kind of unique thing that I'd say when it comes to other different types of channels on YouTube that does really well with music related channels, right? Not just long tutorials like I mentioned, but you could do these mixes, even maybe do a behind the scenes thing. Like I know Denmouse used to do a lot of streaming of him making music. Maybe you say, hey, I'm just going to live stream, or you do a video of you making this one hip hop record, for example, and it's an hour long of you just working in Ableton. There are people who will sit there and watch you produce for an entire hour, right? So these kind of long format videos can really help you hit that second metric of 4,000 public watch hours very fast. Number 4, SEO. Now, this is a big one. I have an entire video listed below in the description that's heavily dedicated to SEO on YouTube, specifically for musicians. I do suggest watching that video because this one thing I made an entire 20-minute video about. But SEO, in case you didn't know, is search engine optimization. All this means is YouTube has different algorithms to rank who ranks higher or lower, whether it's via the search feed, whether it's through suggested, and there's a lot of different ways. Here's my best pro tip I'm going to give for all my musicians out there is when it comes to you releasing your videos, especially related to your music, try to put in as many keywords as possible that people are already searching for. Now, I do suggest watching that video, like I said. I know I've said that a couple times because I'm trying to oversimplify this. But the number one word I give to a lot of people on YouTube, not just music, but in general, is searchability. Because if you think about it, if you release a song, like say a song called, I don't know, Dancing in the Moonlight by Joe Schmo. Like say that's your song. Well, no one's going on YouTube and searching for it. No offense, but no one is. But if let's say you do a video called, 5 Tricks in Ableton you probably didn't know, like I mentioned earlier. Well, people are already searching on YouTube for Ableton tricks, tips in Ableton, how to use Ableton, Ableton for beginners, right? So even if you don't know me or care about me, you still are going to watch that video. If, let's say, I do a review of the Shure MV7 microphone, you might watch it because people actually go on Google and search Shure MV7 microphone review. So for you, when it comes to making all these different videos, like I said earlier, when it comes to the music-related videos, like I said, maybe do a lot of reviews of different plugins, maybe do serum tutorials, maybe do, different types of reviews and everything. And then in addition, when it comes to DJ mixes, for example, a lot of people search sometimes like Big Room House Mix and, I don't know, or Tech House Mix or EDM Mix, and there's all these different keyword phrases that are popping into my head right now, I can say, and just go down the line. Like you can even look into maybe YouTube and there's other tools to do this. I've talked about this in a few different videos in terms of SEO tools, but ask yourself, what are things that people are already looking for that they will discover and find my video and watch it, even if they don't know me, right? And that's why I said, for example, if you did 1 hour of, what's that video that's super popular, of the lo-fi girl doing homework, 1 hour of lo-fi beats to relax to, 1 hour of lo-fi beats to study to, 1 hour of relaxing music or something, so these kind of keywords and phrases are things that people are already looking for. And this is a good way to start getting traffic because, like I said, with a music channel, I think one thing that's so tough about getting views initially on your videos that contain your music is no one's searching for Dancing in the Moonlight by Joe Schmo. Now, if you go viral, or like say that song blows up, of course they will be, but in the beginning, it gets very difficult. This is also why, and this is debatable if you want to do this or not, I've seen a lot of musicians do this. Well, let's say it's Dancing in the Moonlight by Joe Schmo, and then after your artist name, in parentheses, you put, upbeat jazz music. or upbeat funk music or new age music. The reason why is even though someone might not be searching for Dancing in the Moonlight by Joe Schmo, someone might just go on YouTube and search new age music. And because you put that in your title, and YouTube heavily ranks stuff that's in the title, because you have that in your title, someone will be like, oh, I don't know what this is, Dancing in the Moonlight by Joe Schmo. It says new age music though. Let me check it out. And number 5, other types of content. Now this goes back to point number 2 where I talk about music related stuff because it directly relates to your music and music in general. But there is something to be said, and this again really comes down to branding, about doing other types of content that relates to you as a musician, maybe even as a person, but maybe it's not directly music related, but is very heavily brand related. So for example, 2 great examples I love. One, Layback Luke, phenomenal DJ. He posts martial art videos on his channel because he's both a DJ and martial artist, and that kind of works for him. So he has videos that are not even related to music at all. Nothing related to music whatsoever, but it kind of builds his brand and gets him subscribers. People are like, wait a minute, this guy who I initially followed for martial arts actually is a DJ and a producer? Wait, let me check out. And vice versa. Maybe people who listen to Layback Luke just for his music, they didn't realize, like, wait a minute, he also does martial arts. Let me check out those videos. Another one is Dylan Francis. Dylan Francis is kind of like the class clown of the EDM world, and he sometimes posts a lot of like comedy skits on his YouTube channel and everything. Because one thing I do want to say is at the end of the day, and this is kind of tough for me as both a YouTuber and a musician, is sometimes I say to people like, look, put everything on the same channel. But other times I'm like, maybe it's too random. It's too different, right? Like take the artist Slushy, another famous EDM artist. I remember he posted a video on his channel of him reviewing a fidget cube. And he says, hey, guys, as a musician, sometimes I struggle with like ADD and all this kind of stuff. And, I can be a bit, big with my hands and just doing stuff. Like I get very fidgety. And I want to review this not Rubik's Cube, this fidget cube, right? And I think that kind of stuff makes sense for his brand, right? He's talking about himself. He's kind of being vulnerable. And it adds, I think, another dimension to him than just being an artist, right? And this one gets kind of tricky because if you talk to or look at any YouTube tutorial or YouTube video about how to grow on YouTube, the biggest thing is having a niche, right? I've said that before in a couple of times in this video and other videos. But I think for musicians, it's not like you're going to get, it's not like you're trying to take this YouTube channel and make it be your one-size-fits-all platform for people to listen to your music, right? If people just want to listen to your music, they have Spotify, they have Deezer, they have Rdio, they have Apple Music, they have all these other options to just listen to your music. And sometimes utilizing your YouTube channel in a way to show another side to you can actually be a massive advantage. Not just to grow an audience, but to get monetized faster. For example, let's say you're somebody who loves playing Halo and you have a lot of gaming videos in addition to music. On one end, personally, I think if you're going to go hard into, like, say, Halo videos, that might be too random. I might suggest having 2 different YouTube channels. It can get a little tricky based off the niche. But at the end of the day, you might be like, you know what? I don't care if I'm the Halo musician on YouTube. And there are some advantages, like I said. I've noticed this for myself where I've noticed there's been a lot of advantages to me posting other videos that show different sides to me, other sides to me, and people see those videos and then find my music. Because like I said earlier, way in the beginning of this video, growing a YouTube music channel can be very difficult. Like I said, the hardest one I think of any niche I've ever seen, just because, like I said, people are not searching for your music directly unless you already have a name for yourself, and gets very difficult. But if you have these other types of videos, these other types of content that sometimes could be very left field, like I said, not just music related, but martial arts or comedy or gaming or other stuff, other random stuff that you're doing in your life, sometimes that can actually prove to be very well with you when it comes to growing a following and getting your music even bigger than it is before. There's been some times where some of my songs got some publicity or got well known from TikTok, from random videos that had nothing to do with my music, but they used my song, and then one thing led to another, right? And the one pro tip I'll give on top of this, which is a big one, because you may be saying like, okay, Mark, this all makes sense, but I don't know what to do videos about. Like, I'm not a YouTuber. And this comes from the entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk, and one thing he said, which I loved, is he said, don't create content, document. So maybe your YouTube channel is a blend of vlogs of you talking about yourself growing as a musician, you release a song. Maybe if you're doing a bit of touring, maybe like say you're talking about the struggles as a musician, right? Like maybe every week you do a weekly recap or a video every week talking about the things that you've experienced as a musician, the things that you're working on now. Look at them kind of just like general vlogs where you're just casually explaining and documenting what you're doing. And as things progress, these are different ways for people to kind of like see you as a person and give yourself a unique brand. And combining all that then along with your music is a surefire way to get monetized on YouTube fast.